Alright, in this video I will be cutting my tile to accommodate my toilet flange. Right now there's no flange, it's just the pipe on the coming out of the floor. So the first thing I'm going to do is put the tile where it needs to be. Obviously I've sort of laid the tiles out in the room. And then I'm going to take a combination square. I'm going to draw a line slightly wider than each of the edges of the PVC pipe. So because the wood floor is cut out and there's nothing around it, I'm not going to have the tile where there's no floor underneath it. So I'll try and cut it to about the diameter of the floor around the pipe. And obviously the flange also needs to get screwed into the floor, so there'll be no screws going where there is no wood anyway. Once I've scribed out the side-to-side dimensions on this pipe, I will do the front and back dimensions. There's two. Obviously I could do sort of the same method. In this instance, because the pipe is going to be overlapping two of the tiles, I'm just going to use a tape measure to mark out the front of the pipe, and then the rear of the pipe will be just off the edge of this tile. Because I'm using 1/8 inch spacing for the tiles, I'll have to accommodate for that 1/8 inch as well when I mark out the area that I'm going to cut out on the tile. And as noted, I don't have to mark the back of the tile because it is just slightly over the edge of the tile, but it does not extend into the next tile. And then once I've done that, I'll just sort of mark everything off and turn this thing into a square. And then I'll find the center of the square, mark that, and then I will draw out the circle. So to do that, obviously marking the center of a square is pretty straightforward. Drawing the circle might not be. For this, I've rated my kids' math supplies for a compass. And I'm just going to use that to draw the edges of the circle. There are other options, of course. If you actually have the toilet flange in your hand, you might be able to use that as a template for how big you need the circle. In this case, I don't have a toilet flange template. And this is more generically a cut a hole in a tile video anyway. So that's how I'm doing it. And you can see it just comes just barely off the edge of the tile. So that's where the cut is going to be made with the angle grinder. Now for the angle grinder blade, I'm using a 4.5 inch DeWalt wet dry ceramic tile cutting blade. I do have the video put into double speed here just to move it along a little faster because it's a bit of a slow boring process. But you can see I'm just using the angle grinder. I got it on board so I don't damage the floor underneath, even though that floor is going to get tossed out too. And I'm just working around the circle slowly, getting it sort of deeper with every pass. If you go too deep, you're probably going to make sort of straight lines and you're not going to get that circle effect anymore. Obviously it is a little difficult to make a perfect circle with an angle grinder because the blade just doesn't accommodate that very well. I'm also using some water and spraying it down a little bit while I go, just to get the dust out of the way and try to keep the dust out of the room. And one thing I would note as well, because I'm doing this indoors, and even if I was doing it outdoors, I'm wearing eye protection, I'm wearing ear protection, and you can also see that I got a dust mask on there in some of the shots. I've noticed a lot of videos on YouTube don't actually have people wearing dust masks. I would definitely recommend it because of the potential presence of crystalline silica in different types of ceramic tiles. I'm definitely of the mindset that the less dust I breathe in, the better. So if it's unnecessary, I'll just wear a mask. So there you go. The piece comes out and I'm going to drop it into place using these 1/8 inch spacers and make sure everything fits well. It would be a good idea to have the toilet flange on hand. However, the stores are closed and I want to get this done. I will likely have to drill out some holes for the toilet flange moving forward, but that's okay. I won't get too worked up about that. So with everything lined up, that's what it's going to look like. And then obviously I still need to get some thin set and put these tiles down. Anyway, thanks for checking out my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.